Listen to the murmur of the cottonwood trees. Send me off forever, but I ask you please.
Over here.
What are you doing?
This is where I saw her last.
This is morbid, Papa.
Her last day at the Dolls. The other girls threw a little party. 30 to 40 girls on the floor.
Wait, over here.
And me, watching over them.
We shouldn't be in here. This building's been condemned.
That business with the brushes? I didn't invent that. It was Von Sachak's process, his invention.
It was years ago, Papa.
People blame me for that, but I wasn't the technical man. I had my shareholders to think about.
Oh, give me land, lots of land and the starry skies above. Don't fence me in. Let me ride through the wide open country that I love. But don't fence me in. Let me be by myself in the evening breeze.
Gentlemen, we stand today at the threshold of a new era. An era of ingenuity, an era of possibility, marked by the marriage of science and commerce. Radium, my friends, is the fruit of that marriage. And like the automobile before it, like the telephone and the telegraph, this miracle element began as a novelty and is now a necessity in daily life. Luminous watches, luminous dolls, these were the agents of victory in Europe. Now, they're about to become the agent of a new victory, the common victory over cancer. Arthur, what a day. Dan, what did I tell you? They love us.
Did you see Von Sachaki? White as a sheet.
He's here?
Back of the hall.
I'm surprised he had the nerve. Hold on, boys. Miss Wiley, what a nice surprise. Charlie, Dan, you remember Miss Wiley, the Consumers League?
Gentlemen.
Miss Wiley was our valued partner in last spring's laundry
Miss
crisis.
Wiley, no more complaints, I hope, from the housewives in Orange?
The laundry is fine, thank you, Dr. Lehman. Ought to be. We spent a lot of money on those filters. The fact is, I'm here on that other matter.
Your letter. Now is not the best time, Miss Wiley.
I was hoping you would answer the immediate question.
I'll answer it. There's no white phosphorus in the paint, Miss Wiley.
But the young lady's condition.
There's no white phosphorus anywhere on the property.
Then how do you explain the bone decay in her jaw?
This is one of our girls we're talking about?
Former employee left us about 2 years ago.
Why don't you talk to her current employer then? She's not working currently. She's too ill.
And I'm sorry to hear it, but let me assure you, Miss Wiley, we are taking your concerns very seriously. We'll look at it. Meanwhile, Charlie, you just keep smiling.
You should have seen it, Grace. Church was filled with flowers, lilies and carnations and orchids. You know how Amelia loved orchids?
Those were flags?
Orchids.
Flags?
I know an orchid when I see one, Irene. purple orchids. Oh, and that smell. Grace, what's that smell? It was like
Flowers.
like heaven. I was gonna say like heaven.
Like heaven, Catherine, it was just a funeral. You make it out like it was some kind of Valentino picture.
It wasn't just a funeral. It was Amelia's. And it was beautiful. Church was like the botanical garden. Oh, and the company sent flowers too. Big spray of carnations.
Girls, the whistle's already gone. Now then, I've received new instructions this day. We're going back to the old way of pointing the brushes. We were losing too much paint in the cloth.
But
Yes, Grace. Something you wish to say?
Dr. Vonsaschaki told me not to do that. It says it's unsanitary.
Unsanitary. I can hardly believe he'd say such a thing. The man invented the paint. And you're not to be sharing brushes. Each girl is to get her own brush. And you're not going to get a new one until the old one is so beat up you can't make a point no more.
How can you make quota like that?
It's not for us to be asking questions, girls, is it? It's for us to do the work.
It's not for us to be asking questions.
Here's an instruction for you, McNeil. Put some of the starch out of your corset. Was she at the service? McNeil, are you kidding?
Dr. Vonsaschaki was so. And Mr. Roeder. Oh, and Grace. You know that fella from Crystallizing? What's his name? The one with the red hair.
It's Jerry. Jerry Mallon. He's the one always talking to Amelia in the day room.
Grace. When the mass is over, he goes to the coffin like this. He goes,
Really?
really?
So what if he did?
So what? He was in love with her, that's so what? Don't you think so, Grace?
Well, I guess he had to be if he did that.
Now, can you imagine if he loved her and he never told her, never could bring himself to say, because she was so beautiful and he was so shy, and now it's too late. He didn't tell her, and he'll never get a chance again.
Poor Amelia.
Poor Amelia.
Poor kid.
Family took it awful bad, Grace. Every one of them crying, even her father, just bawling like a baby.
And you know why? Because the daughter had died? What she died from?
Don't go spreading storms.
It's not a story. Your sister told us. No reason Grace shouldn't know.
No, what?
What? Amelia? Her father's fit to be tied too. 6 girls at home, and none of them will ever dance again. All because Amelia up and died of syphilis. Can't help it that's what she died from.
But Amelia was ever so nice.
I guess she got around more than we knew.
Girls, your attention, please. The gentleman is here to make an announcement.
Want to explain some changes, yeah? Yes. As you may have heard, Dr. Vonsaschaki is stepping down as company president, and he wants to take this opportunity
To make with goodbye, ladies. Some of you I've known since you were little girls coming here to work during the war. $200, $300, $500 a day.
Thank you, Doctor.
Yes, thank you, Doctor. Now, girls, the doctor is a busy man and must be on his way, so let us wish him the best of luck in his new business ventures.
And Mr. Rosa, let us wish good luck to you also with the new direction you intend the company to take.
New direction?
With the slowdown in dial painting and business moving more to the medical markets, there'll be lots of changes, y'all. Which means less work for our girls here.
Now, girls, since we are all on the clock, we'll leave you to your work.
That's back to work with you, girls.
Are you gonna do it, Catherine? Are you gonna take the job?
I will if you do.
Tommy would have a fit.
Just for a few months. Oh, come on, Grace. It'd be fun. Wouldn't it be fun, Irene? Irene?
Irene, honey? You alright?
Sure I am. Why wouldn't I be? What?
Your mouth is bleeding.
That one's nice, don't you think? Yellow flowers would look good in a baby's room.
Baby's room. Grace, most girls, they get married before they decorate the nursery.
Plan ahead for once.
I like that one.
Really?
Well, That one then. Whatever you like, I'll like. Wallpaper is wallpaper.
No, it isn't. You gotta pick something you can stand to look at for 20 years.
Same way you pick women.
Keep it up, smarty pants.
Oh, give me land, lots of land under starry skies above. Don't fence me in. Let me ride through the wide open country that I love. But don't fence me in. Let me be by myself in the evening breeze. Listen to the murmur of the cottonwood trees.
Harriet, you get down from that tree at once.
I'm waiting for Papa.
When he gets here, I'll send him up after you.
Harriet,
Papa, I can see clear to the church.
do you see your grandfather?
Do you think this is funny?
She's 9 years old, Diane.
I am trying to raise a daughter, not a son.
Tom's on your side. In another year or two, she was all interest in trees and fascination with boys.
What's this?
Something to give you vitality. Want to try?
Well, give me vitality. How could I refuse? Your father came by to see me today.
Let me guess. Another hard luck case?
4 children at home, all under the age of 6.
And the father has been laid off from, let's see, the brickyard.
How'd you know?
Came by to see me yesterday. It's never enough for a man to have ordinary ambitions. You have to have some kind of mission in life.
And you do.
Can't hand out jobs that don't exist.
What about Dan Lehman?
Dan?
There must be something you can do. You must need some help in the laboratory.
Dan needs trained technicians, not some bricklayer.
Come on, Artie. There must be something you can do.
I can get out my checkbook.
Man needs a job, Artie, not charity. What is it your father always says? A working man needs to work it.
It
Wears
wears on his
soul.
soul not to work. All right, if it's a matter of his soul, that's different. I'll talk to Dan.
You're a good man, Artie.
You do love being married to the company president.
It has its advantages.
I make no promises, Diane.
No promises.
To your health.
Irene Rudolph, my cousin.
Did your father complain?
No, the dentist.
Dr. Neff.
He said she might have flossy jaw like they got in the match factories, and he was going to complain to the health department, but it's been 6 months and he hasn't heard.
Flossy jaw, you say?
Catherine, maybe it was like Iron's doctor said. Maybe it was just a blood infection.
But what was it from?
From dirt. You can get infections from dirt.
From dirt. Her face puffed up like a pumpkin. Her jaw rotted so bad she couldn't eat no more. Think you get that from a little dirt? Get it from phosphorus.
Phosphorus.
Go ahead and laugh. You won't laugh so hard 6 months from now when it's you in here asking after Grace.
It's just a toothache,
And
Catherine.
that's how it started for Irene. You wait, Grace. Soon you'll be so weak and sick you can't stand up. Your gums will ache so bad you can't open your
Stop
mouth.
it, Catherine.
Your face so swollen you can't stand the
I
sight of
said
yourself.
stop it.
Yeah, a toothache. Toothache and a backache. What else did you say, Grace? Sore leg that won't quit?
What's sore leg?
From my new job at the bank, from standing all day.
It's not from the bank and you know it.
Irene Rudolph!
That's it?
Nothing.
Huh?
The company is in full compliance with all health and state labor regulations. See for yourself.
Paint is a harmless compound of radium and zinc.
They also screened a number of employees. The blood work's all normal. There's a copy of the report right there. Harvard study.
Okay, let's get some lunch.
I want to file another complaint.
Oh, brother.
Catherine, these people here, they're awful busy.
3 surgeries, Grace. And they wanted to cut her again. She said no. She knew. What was left of her jaw rotted so bad, I couldn't look at her. Irene was so afraid of being alone. But I left her alone. She died in the middle of the night, and nobody was with her.
I'm sorry. Could I
still sick?
She died.
Wait right here.
Be by myself in the evening breeze. Listen to the murmur of the cottonwood trees. Send me off forever, but I ask you please. Don't fence me in, just turn me loose. Let me straddle my old saddle underneath the western sky.
Miss Fryer, Dr. Flynn, it's awful nice of you to see me. Not at all, my dear, not at all.
I told the surgeon I was coming over here today, so he gave me the results of my blood work.
Ah, very good. I must say, Miss Fryer, your blood looks better than mine.
It does?
That's what happens to an old man that smokes. Now tell me, dear, what's troubling you?
My feet and my back mostly. I've been in a back brace for about 6 months now.
I see. And this started before or after you left the company?
After
And you left the plant when?
2 years now. But my dentist, Dr. Neff, he says this all has to do with the radium. I know another girl that died from it, Irene Rudolph.
Ah, yes, Rudolph. Terrible thing. Vincent's angina. That's an ulcerating condition of the mouth, my dear.
From the radium.
Poor diet, Miss Fry, poor diet. What you have is a vitamin deficiency.
But Dr. Neff
You must eat
said-
more fresh fruit.
Hard to do in the winter.
And more meat, particularly carbs, will help with the anemia. No, Miss Fry. I am a scientist, and I take a purely scientific interest in your case.
All right. Thank you, Dr. Flynn.
Call me anytime, day or night. Happy to help, my dear.
Dr. Frederick Flynn, PhD. Columbia University? PhD? That's not a real doctor.
My findings, Mr. Roeder.
He's seen half a dozen girls. Word out here? He's working for the company.
An objective evaluation, I trust.
The source of my funding has no bearing on my research.
And I let that fella examine me.
It wasn't a medical examination. No, I merely consulted with her.
How are you doing on the rest of the report?
The animal studies I conducted reveal no adverse effects from radium. The problem, as you suspected, is one of personal hygiene.
It's just like you said, Catherine. Those people will say anything. They'll do anything.
Except the right thing?
But we're gonna make them. We're gonna make sure someone hears about this.
My statement of fees and expenses.
Mr. Lee, we'll draw you a check.
And so, ladies and gentlemen, we do not have to give in to injustice. We can use our powers as consumers to influence the actions of those who would wish to profit from our patronage. Thank you.
Miss Wiley, I'm Grace Fry. The health department said you might be able to help me.
My goodness, yes, Miss Fry. I've been meaning to call on you.
Me and my friend Catherine, we wrote to the company about our troubles, but we never heard back. So we went to see a couple of lawyers.
They all said it's too late.
Something about the law won't allow it.
The statute of limitations, it's 2 years.
And one lawyer, he wanted $1,000 up front. But I already spent every penny I saved on our wedding for doctors and dentists and hospitals. And I still don't know what's wrong. Exactly. And Tom here, he said he don't care.
We just need to settle our debts.
So as we can get on with things.
Suppose I do find a lawyer to take your case, Miss Fryer, and the company says, all right, here's some money for you. Only you are to tell nobody what we've agreed to. It's not right. They will try to buy your silence. Is it for sale?
No, ma'am.
Well then, Miss Fryer, if you're willing to put your needs aside for the time being, I believe you can stop the company dead in their tracks.
How?
Public image, Miss Fryer. When every newspaper in America is telling your story, how you were sorely treated, how you suffered, how the company denied all responsibility, believe me, Miss Fryer, Arthur Rhoda will come to the table with his hat in his hands.
And then I'd get my compensation?
I know it's a little frightening.
Yes, but right now I'm more angry than I am scared.
Good. You hold on to that anger, Miss Fryer. You're gonna need it. Only make sure nobody else sees it.
Ma'am?
Public sympathy, Miss Fryer. It's our greatest weapon. And the public don't have much sympathy for an angry woman.
Shut down!
Jack Young would report it from the New York Ledger, New York's first source of news.
Nancy Jane Harlan for the New York Graphic, the New York Graphic's only girl reporter.
On the strange case of the Radium girls.
Who claim that they were poisoned at the hands of their employers.
Ask me, it's all sham.
What do you mean? Those girls are very sick.
Sick of working, sure.
Doctors say the girls only have 1 year to live.
Only 1 year to live and 250 grand to spend.
What would you do with that kind of money?
What would you do with 250,000?
I'd buy a wardrobe like Irene Castle's. I'd give it all to charity.
I'd play the stock market.
I'd buy my wife a diamond the size of New Hampshire.
I'd use it to pay my medical bills. And pay down the second mortgage on our house. The one my father took out for my last operation.
Pretty Grace Fryer sits at home,
Suffering bravely through this entire ordeal.
It hurts to smile. But I try to smile. I know if I don't, I'll go crazy.
But it must get to you sometimes.
Knowing what you've been through.
And the company getting fat off your labor.
And all they have to say about that is
No comment.
I'd rather just think about how it's going to be when justice prevails.
What a fine example of womanhood. We can only aspire to bear our cross in life as nobly as this young girl.
Mr. Barry, I've been in this game a long time, and I know when a lawyer tries his case in the newspaper, he doesn't have much of a case.
what's your proposal, Mr. Markley?
$1,500 for each girl.
That's barely a year's wages.
We think it's very generous considering your case won't survive the statute of limitations.
We believe the court will find what it does.
The court can't rewrite the law. 2 years from the date of injury, you're
2
plunged out
years
of
from the date
time.
that the cause of injury was discovered.
Very creative, Mr. Barry. I admire your imagination. But you've got a long way to go before you convince a judge.
And in the meantime, Mr. Markley, the news will continue to take a great interest in this story and the U.S. Radium Corporation's complete disinterest with its workers.
More good press for the Consumers League. And you accuse us of exploiting these girls?
Dear Miss Shaw, I read of your sad story in the Boston Globe, and I'm sorry for your plight. I would like to share with you girls the key to my own good health at the age of 92. It is called Christian Science.
Well, dear Miss Fryer, I read of your woeful situation at the Atlanta Constitution, and I have a solution. Venison, a wonder tonic made from all natural ingredients, and we want to offer you a lifetime supply of venison in the exchange for the exclusive rights to use your picture in our advertisements.
Dear girl, I heard about you in the Billings Gazette. I run 100 head of cattle up here, and I do very well for myself. I'm looking for a companion, and I'm well prepared to offer you a comfortable home in your final hours. Surely you deserve a few fleeting hours of happiness. Sincerely, your admirer, Leonard F. Watkins. P.S. Enclosed is my picture.
Lane again? We should go. You need to rest.
Ready to sleep? Might not wake up.
Did you see these letters, Captain? Miss Wiley said folks would be outside, and she sure was right.
What if we don't win?
Of course we would.
What if we don't? We'll be on the street, and you and Tom, you won't ever get married.
Just you wait, Catherine. All we gotta do is get on that stand. Just imagine Mr. Rhoda's face when the judge rules for us.
Evening, girls. How about a picture?
For the love of Mike, what are you doing?
We need some pictures for the graphics exclusive.
What exclusive?
$5,000 sound good to you? Perhaps you're familiar with Bernard McFadden?
Who, the fake dealer?
Herbalist, Mr. Crowder. Bernard McFadden's painted herbal therapy is just the thing to get the girls back on their feet. And the graphic will pay for it. All we ask is the exclusive rights to their story from here on out.
Grace, they're serious. What does your father owe the house?
I don't know exactly.
And the hospital bills? A couple hundred at least.
At least.
And all we do is talk to this herbalist fellow?
Well, we'll have to get our money's worth, a regular series of features with pictures following the course of your treatment, illness, and recovery, or otherwise.
And you print whatever you like.
Well, maybe we had some color. Everybody adds color.
Not interested.
Grace, you'd take it if it came from the company.
The company owes us a lot more than that. If we ever see it.
You'd have to talk to them reporters anyhow. May as well get something out of it.
He's right, you know. You girls could cash in big on this. I mean, anybody can sympathize with the plight of some poor young girl facing certain death, no hope of fulfillment in motherhood.
I'd like you to go now. My friend needs her rest.
Grace, at least think about it.
Sure, honey, I understand. You're worried what people will say. But hey, look out for number one, that's the way. Why should you sit back and keep your nose clean when everybody else is up to their elbows in it?
Gentlemen, I have treated a number of girls who claim they got sick here. One of them, the girl's jaw rotted so bad I just lifted the bone out of her mouth.
That's all right, Dr. Neff. You can put that away.
Perhaps you'd rather look on the x-ray, Dr. Lehman. This was an expensive case and I never did get no compensation.
I sympathize, Dr. Neff, but what does that have to do with us?
Here it is straight. There are going to be a lot more girls claiming they got sick here. So maybe we can play ball. You give me a list of girls who worked here, I'll see to it there are no more lawsuits.
You'd persuade them not to sue.
Correct. Quite a few will die a natural death and the others. We will hold off until the statute of limitations kicks in.
Why would these girls come to you?
Anybody would, if you don't charge them nothing.
What exactly are you asking, Dr. Neff?
$10,000 for my trouble so far. $2 for each visit plus expenses.
Absolutely not. Her proposal is immoral and we want no part of it.
Immoral? You're a fine one to be talking about morals.
Good day, Dr. Neff. Mr. Lee will see you to the door.
All right, you won't play ball with me. Somebody will, believe me. There's plenty of other folks out there wanting what I got.
We can handle Neff.
Neff isn't the problem, it's Von Sasaki.
He's gonna testify for the girls.
You better pray this whole thing stops in civil court, because if it goes to criminal charges, don't count on me.
Criminal charges? For what?
He didn't tell you. Drinker's report?
What about Drinker's report?
It's proprietary. We were under no legal obligation to share it.
But we did share it. The Department of Labor.
You gave them what they needed to see, right, Arthur?
Arthur? Oh my God.
Scientists, government men, they have no idea what it takes to run a business. Von Sasaki laughed at the very idea of a promotion. But look at us. We are the world's largest suppliers of radium. Largest in the world. You know what it took for us to get here. Do you think I could just stand idly by and watch our good name be dragged through the mud?
Arthur.
We just needed time, Dan.
They can shut us down for
Just a
this.
little time to set it right.
You want time? Let's see what Markley has to say about it. It's new evidence, right? Surely he can do something with that.
3 months. 3 months of studying X-ray. It's outrageous.
Mr. Barry.
Miss Wiley, I'm not going to wait 3 months to make use of this. Let's call on your friends at the New York World. If Rhoda won't let us present our evidence in the courtroom, he can read about it in the newspaper.
Very bad.
You didn't read it?
I make a point not to these days.
You know, some woman at the club today actually said to me, "Is it true? Did your husband poison those women?" And I said, "Mrs. Middleton, if you thought it was true, why would you associate with
What do
me?"
you want me to say, Diane? I knew we were poisoning people, but I didn't want to stop because we're making too much money.
Is it true?
Is that what you think?
What would you like me to think?
For God's sake, Diane, can't you see what's going on? It's Von Sasaki. He's jealous of our success, and he's feeding information to the Consumers League so they can railroad us.
Did you lie to the Department of Labor?
I have a fiduciary duty to the company.
I can't listen to this.
Diane, I have documents, articles. People with tumors the size of baseballs, radium therapy, tumors disappear.
I'm tired. I'm going upstairs.
You can't really think I'm a liar, Diane. You can't really think I'm set out to poison people.
13 girls have
People
died.
die every day. Young, old, children younger than Harriet die every day.
They work for
They work
you.
for other places too, Diane. I have a report. Columbia University, a Frederick Flynn industrial hygienist, who says there is no evidence that our plant is connected to these illnesses.
Then what could the cause
I
be?
don't know, Diane. I really don't know. Please don't let that be another reporter.
Arthur. I just got off the telephone with the ledger. It's Dan. He's dead.